big congratulations to all the student athletes who are signing and joining the Bison family from all sports today and also in the spring. Signing day is an exciting day for student athletes and parents and siblings and coaches. Today's the day that the dream becomes a reality. So it's an exciting day for a lot of folks. I do want to say a few thank yous before we get going. Obviously to my 4 staff members who are here. They've hit the ground running this summer, and your willingness to jump right in from the recruiting perspective has been invaluable to our program and to me personally. Also like to thank our current team. All of us coaches can say, you talk to a recruit and they say, oh, I want to get to know the team. I want to see if I'm going to fit in. And so who our current players are and their willingness to be vulnerable and open and honest and demonstrate who we are and where we're going. Thank you to our current 12. But I also need to thank the parents of the 4 signees that we have. To those parents, thank you for allowing us to get to know your daughters and for helping them navigate this process, as it is a strenuous and sometimes difficult process for them. So thank you to those parents as well. Last year at this time we were adding a lot of guards to the roster, and this year we're adding a lot of post players, or we're adding 3 post players with the departure of Emily Spear and Brianna Jones this spring with graduation. That will leave us thin in the post position. So that was an area that we knew early on we needed to address, and so being able to sign Danny Vagley from Winona at 6'2", Emily Dietz from Shanley at 6'3", and Macy Kilvang from Candu at 6'4" certainly adds to our height. Another big component for us is keeping the best North Dakota kids right here in Fargo. And so we were able to do that last year with Sarah Jacobson and Riley Nudell. And then I was very happy to be able to do that again this year with Macy and Emily. I think that speaks well for what our staff does right here in our hometown or our home state. And then we go out from there. Also want to welcome Michelle Geislerova. She is from the Czech Republic by way of Lincoln Christian in Lincoln, Nebraska. She'll bring a little international flair to us, and at 5'11" is a taller guard, a scoring guard. She'll be a 1-2 for us, and so we're excited to bring her on board as well. I can answer any questions.
Maren, what about Macy stood out to you? I know you saw her at the state tournament last March, but I know you can't teach size, but what about her makes her a good fit for your team?
Obviously her size is something that's helpful, but she moves very well. She's up until this point divvied her time pretty equally between volleyball and basketball. So I certainly think that her basketball future is very, very bright in the, there's a high ceiling there when she can strictly focus on basketball. She's got a great soft touch. She will be in the paint, but she wants to play at 12, 15 feet. And I think that's something that, initially catches people off guard. We saw that a lot this summer. You're sitting in the gym with people who don't watch her regularly, and they're like, they don't expect that shot. Obviously, when it's guarded, it is still a very good shot for her because her release is so much higher than everybody else's. So her ability to score in a variety of ways, I think, is a great asset of hers to our program.
Coach, you talked about the importance of your team in recruiting these players, specifically on Emily. How big of a role was Sarah?
Well, when you grow up across the street from each other and you've known each other since you were like 5, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than I even know. I do commend both Sarah and Emily for no doubt using that prior relationship, but Sarah not impressing too much on Emily and Emily not taking advantage of Sarah at the same time. Their recruiting processes were very unique and individual to just them. They were never a package deal or anything like that. It was about finding the best fit for Sarah, finding the best fit for Emily, and it's great that it worked out, that it's the best fit for both of us as well. I'm sure they had a lot of conversations. I've never really asked for the details. That's a peer-to-peer thing.
Recruiting inside the state of North Dakota, you've got some tough competition to the north. Did you run into them a lot with Macy and Emily, and what do you think gives you an edge when it comes to getting such big girls like that?
From the recruiting perspective, when we go out in the summer, our staff is sitting with UND, SDSU, USD, we kind of joke like we can all just take the same bus everywhere we go because we're watching the same kids. But when it comes down to the players making the decisions and the families making the decisions, I really focus on what we can do and what we can provide, who I am as a person, who our staff is, the type of players we have on our team, the style of play, how you're going to be coached here with our staff. And I think the right fit always, shakes itself out, and that's good for us. That's good for UND. You find the kids that you speak to, that speak your language, that you're going to be able to get the most out of. And I think it's not just UND, NDSU. I mean, that's the same thing at USD, SDSU. You find the kids find you, the ones that belong there.